And welcome back to Safeguarding Government Employees, sponsored by Concur on federalnewsradio.com and 1500 AM. I'm your host, Larry Allen, and my guest for this segment is Matt Gibbons, Senior Director of Public Sector Sales at Concur. Matt, welcome to today's segment.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here, Matt. Look, we've talked a little bit about how compliance with regulatory and category management concerns impact government travel. A related key acquisition goal is spend under management, through which agencies can better manage the ROI for each dollar spent. Are agencies starting to ask about this?
It's a great question, Larry. I think that when you're looking at the travel and expense category management program, the government has been on a 20-year journey to go through and consolidate spend within that area. And that continues to evolve with programs like ETS2 and the Department of Defense's DTS program. They're also starting to evolve out now to things that include reputation of agency as well as the care and well-being of their employees when they're traveling. It's nice that I think you're going to start seeing an evolution from the ETS and DTS programs into programs that allow for the adoption of greater mobile technologies, as well as programs like risk messaging as it relates to duty of care.
So as category management, the Office of Management and Budget's centralized procurement initiative starts to take hold, is this something that you expect to see increase with your federal customers?
I think increase and evolve. The federal government has done an outstanding job over the last 20 years that they've been on the journey of controlling expense and travel for travel and expense management. Through programs like ETS2 and DTS with the Department of Defense, they've gone through and captured a great deal of spend, and that's resulted in significant savings to the taxpayer over that period of time.
So this is something that you're seeing more. How do you respond now, Matt Gibbons, Senior Director of Public Sector Sales at Concur, when you have federal agencies ask you how you can help them navigate these turbulent waters?
Well, I think that's another great question. They've done a great job of consolidation. And through that consolidation, they've been able to access an incredible amount of data. Through the use of that data to solve other problems, they can go through and increase the number of problems that they can address with programs. So by accessing the data that's contained within the travel systems and using that for programs to communicate with people who are on travel or candidly working at their duty station, they can increase the value of those programs.
So Matt, it wouldn't be a federal technology discussion if we didn't talk about mission critical readiness. Having cybersecure solutions, reliable and restorable systems, and ensuring maximum system uptime are all top-tier federal IT issues right now. How do you all meet these challenges for the solutions that you provide?
That's another great question. And government has, over the course of the last number of years, gone through and started to embrace, to a larger extent, cloud solutions, which Concur is a cloud provider. That allows them to go through and access, through the vendor, systems that are going to be up, reliable, that are available 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with world-class uptime.
So this is something that's obviously at the core of Concur's focus when you're approaching the federal market, making sure that you have secure, reliable solutions with maximum uptime. If a federal customer isn't thinking about these topics in your specific arena, what would you tell them to ensure that they understand that these are issues that they really need to know about and really need to ask whatever provider they're considering about?
Whenever they're in dialogues, especially when it's coming down to solutions that relate to duty of care, you have to have systems that are always up, always accessible, that can communicate with their employees wherever they are, whenever they're on travel, or for that matter, within their own duty station. They need to have the access to those systems in order to successfully take care of their people.
Thank you for those responses. Matt Gibbons, Senior Director of Public Sector Sales at Concur. I want to thank all of my guests today as we've spent our time talking about safeguarding government employees here on federalnewsradio.com and 1500 AM. My guests today have been Adam Joseph, Senior Vice President of Federal Government at Concur, Cameron Anderson, Senior Director of Product Development, John Couvert, Head of Physical Security at Concur, Jamie Kaiser, Vice President of Account Management, and Matt Gibbons, Senior Director of Public Sector Sales at Concur. I'm your host, Larry Allen. For more on this discussion, visit federalnewsradio.com and search Concur.